Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim. Thank you so much for the support. Hope you all are doing great. It is no longer hidden that the United States woke up and went to Iran to do something. And also, Iran, being very smart, they had moved everything before that happened. And it means what? Your president has used your tax money to, in fact, he wasted your tax money. And this is something they've been doing all these years. The money they spend going to do something in another country is also enough to give people universal basic health. But that is not this man's problem. Now, I am going to say this. Please, if you know anybody in Iran, the leaders and all that, I truly want them to know that Black people got nothing to do with this. This is not Black people's issue. It's Black people's issue, right? Because they know what it feels to be oppressed, but they got nothing to do with what happened. So I want you people to know that the people that did this, the president, Marco Rubio, Pete Hegseth, and J.D. Vance, they are the people that masterminded this act without Congress approval. And now I am going to say this. What kind of government do you people have? Autocratic government. Your government is a fascist. Fascism at the highest level. This man wants to be Obama so bad. He want, like, if you all look at the way he is, everything like back to back, back to back. Man, what is going on? Let's get into this video.
This is Donald Trump in the Situation Room as he was dropping bombs on Iran's so-called nuclear sites. Just like Donald Trump is whining about being awarded a Pulitzer Prize for what, I don't know. He wants that Pulitzer Prize because President Obama has a Pulitzer Prize. Just like that situation, this is him in the Situation Room looking for his Obama moment. This right here is Obama's moment. You see Hillary Clinton, you see Vice President Joe Biden at the time. Yeah, this was the moment when President Obama was successful in taking out Osama bin Laden. In my opinion, this is the type of moment that Donald Trump was aiming for. Problem is, his mission wasn't successful. It wasn't successful because the word on the curb, the chatter out there in the internet streets is that Iran knew the devils that they were working with. They had already moved their nuclear weapons. They had already moved the personnel, the stockpile. They had already relocated everything and everyone to a different location, a safe location. So the facilities that the United States targeted, yeah, they may have been destroyed, but the mission wasn't successful. Those of you that are out there watching, if you know somebody that is in leadership over there in Iran, can you let them know these are the people that are responsible? J.D. Vance, Donald Trump, Marco Rubio, and Pete Hegseth. These are the people who are responsible. They didn't go through the proper procedures. Congress was not involved in making this decision. They went above or around Congress. They violated the Constitution. They violated the laws of the United States to do what they did. Iran, again, I say, leave Black people out of this. Black people knew who these devils were. That's why we voted this way. Black people were in unison because we knew who the devils were. We voted in the best interest of everyone here in the United States and the world. I ain't speaking for no other community. Leave Black people here in the United States out of whatever it is that you all are planning. Donald Trump put out a video after he broke the law.
The U.S. military carried out massive precision strikes on the 3 key nuclear facilities in the Iranian regime, Fordow, Natanz, and Esfahan. Everybody heard those names for years as they built this horribly destructive enterprise. Our objective was the destruction of Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity and a stop to the nuclear threat posed by the world.
He had more to say, but I think you get my point. Leave black people out of this. We ain't got nothing to do with it.
This is genocidal maniac Netanyahu, and I know many of you know who he is because he's actively committing a genocide in Gaza using U.S. funds and bombs. But the majority of you might not know this, that he's been trying to get our country to go to war with Iran since the early 1990s with the help of a foreign lobby organization that is unregistered in our country called the American Israeli Political Action Committee. I've been there 7 years, I've seen it. The AIPAC handlers, the donations, the intimidation, and right now, as many of my colleagues are incredibly worried about going into another endless war, they are being pressured by a foreign lobby organization working on behalf of the Israeli government that is apartheid regime and this genocidal maniac. I want you to ask yourself, is your member of Congress right now being pressured to follow what a foreign lobby organization wants or what you all want?
And just like that, $100 million, gone. No, really, I did the math. So according to Sean Hannity, Donald Trump's good buddy, we dropped 6 GBU-57 bunker buster bombs on Iran. Those are the big guys. And each one costs $3.5 million. So a total cost in bunker buster bombs of $21 million. Just gone. Now on top of that, we launched 30 guided Tomahawk missiles at Iran. From what I can find, each one of those missiles costs between $1.8 and $1.87 million for a staggering cost of $56 million in Tomahawk missiles. When we add those two sums together, we get $77 million that literally went up in smoke in Iran today. But that's not the end of the story, because if the US military is good at one thing, it's lobbing missiles and bombs at unsuspecting countries on the other side of the planet. But if it's good at two things, it's lobbing bombs at unsuspecting countries on the other side of the planet and losing/wasting money or looking the other way while funds are misappropriated by military contractors. How much do you think it cost to get those B-52 bombers to the other side of the planet so that they could then be launched to drop these bombs? How much do you think it costs to fuel those missiles? How much do you think it costs to fuel those bombers and to fuel the aircraft carriers that bring the bombers over to the Middle East? They wasted over $100 million today. I guarantee it. And there is no point. There is no reason for it. And before anybody accuses me of carrying water for Iran, let me just say, we're not at war with Iran. They're in a conflict with, that country over there. And it's not our problem. And for all the MAGA supporters out there, I just want to ask you, remember when Donald Trump said no new wars, we're going to mind our own business? How are you going to feel about him when it's one of your kids or one of your grandkids that dies over there? Or if you're a younger MAGA supporter, how are you going to feel when it's you who dies over there? Because let me tell you, you're not dying for your country. You're not dying an honorable death. You are dying a death that will enable military contractors and their shareholders to make more money. You're dying a death that will make oil companies more profitable. But that's it. You're dying for the right to be a bootlicker. Is that what you want?
So we're going to talk about the war against Iran right now, and literally the most dangerous thing about it is that everyone thinks they have time, but this is actually the problem, because each party thinks that they can escalate just enough to gain leverage, retaliate just enough to send a message, absorb just enough loss to maintain legitimacy, and hold back just enough to avoid total war. They all think the line hasn't been crossed yet, but history is shaped by moments where everybody miscalculates simultaneously. See, we're going to walk through all these little we still have time moments that each country's going through, because Israel thinks that we can bomb deep into Iran and they'll stop just short of drawing Hezbollah fully in. The U.S. will cover us diplomatically. We can manage a multi-front conflict like we always do. But people need to understand in relation to this, into this line of thought, is that one full Hezbollah invasion changes everything. The Iron Dome won't hold forever, and world opinion is shifting. There's a limit to U.S. appetite for war, and I haven't seen anybody pro it. Iran thinks if we bleed them enough, they'll back off. Well, our nuclear facilities are hardened. They can't destroy them all. Hezbollah is our ace. Unplayed. We still got this. The world sees us as the victim now. This is what we've always wanted. A decisive Israeli-U.S. strike could set them back decades. If they overplay Hezbollah or strike too hard on civilians, global sympathy will flip in a handbeat. And see, here's the thing. The U.S., especially under Trump, is thinking like this. We can flex muscle, win an election, and pull back. No boots on the ground means no real war to people. And Iran won't retaliate directly against us, but Iran can retaliate via proxies, cyber attacks, strategic oil disruptions. I could come up with a few right now. It's literally that easy. A single U.S. aircraft carrier sinking is an irreversible threshold. And there's 2 over there. People need to get how serious this is, right? But this is the precipice phase for all of these systems, because it's where institutions continue to perform normal operations while spiritually, socially, and militarily disintegrating. It's not denial. I can just point to it right now. Financial markets staying open while missiles fly, that's a hyper-controlled performance. Leaders giving press conferences as if there'll still be a next election, that's a hyper-controlled performance. You got to get it. Civilians still planning vacations, believing they won't really do it. The fact you had to ask. You see what I mean? Because this type of stress, you don't get the rupture when people panic. That's not what it is. It's when they still believe they don't need to. And you can see this reflected directly in the way that, in the way this is looking. Because I feel like we're in the middle of pre-World War I conditions. Everybody thought World War I would last a few months. No one thought a single assassination could spiral into trench warfare. I'm just saying. Poland, Hitler invaded. Britain hesitates. Maybe this time it stops here. It didn't. I'm just saying. Literally, markets kept trading until they they could still unwind positions in 2008 until they couldn't. I'm just talking from what it is. The Israel-Iran war has passed from narrative warfare, proxy warfare, cyber warfare. Now we're at kinetic, bombing each other's actual homeland. The war, what's left after this? The war enters a stage where reversals aren't even possible, because not even because the leaders are evil, but because the machine of war is a self-driving engine, because everybody still thinks they have time. like everybody still thinks they have time because they're not dead yet, because they haven't seen the mass body bags yet, because they still have electricity and Wi-Fi to get to scroll, because they still think there's a next move, maybe. And maybe there's still a story to be salvaged. Right? But let's go deeper into the other side of this, because this is narrative warfare too. Right. For anybody who got to participate last time, that was great, lovely. I got to see everything. It was wonderful. But before that missile strikes, before the retaliations, before the policy briefs, but there's war stories, right? There's a war of them. There's a war of stories going on. A war of who started it, who deserved it, who's human, who gets to grieve, whose death counts, and who's allowed to care. See, you're feeling helpless, but you're not actually powerless. You're just inside of a perceptual battlefield right now. That's all it is, and that's not passive. It's just what narrative warfare actually looks like for you. See, and one thing that people need to understand in order to do this properly is to not let the algorithm tell you who to cry for, because the feed will be engineered, right? It will show one side's destruction, hide the other, drown you in helpless loops, create rage fatigue. You'll even get tired of being angry, and it'll reduce atrocity into content. And that's not propaganda. That's just entropy as performance. You need to seek independent journalists, read from multiple global sources, and check what you're seeing. But deeper than that, check what you're not seeing. Right? Presence is resistance to curation altogether. And words matter, because what you're going to hear is strike, not bombing. Because the word war is not neutral. You're going to hear elimination, not assassination. You're going to hear response, not escalation. You're going to hear regime, not government. You're going to hear terror, not trauma. But what we need to notice is who gets the human verbs, who gets passive nouns, who is always starting, who is always retaliating. This isn't about picking sides. It's about not being fed one, right? Because the feed is going to feed you one thing. I need y'all to catch it right, because there's going to be this frame of justification. War wants you to pick a side between they had no choice and they deserved it. Both are traps. Because we need to ask who built the conditions that made this inevitable. Who profits from the delay, right? That 2-week delay that they had, that they was going to decide and then did it anyway halfway through the decision cycle. Who profited from that delay? That's a good question. Who bleeds either way? There's no clean hands and systems built on weaponized waiting at all. Anytime you see something like that, weaponized waiting, someone's making money. Just look for it, right? And then while governments build missiles, you need to build memory. Remember this moment. Name it for yourself. Write down what you saw. What was hidden? Who tried to lie? Right? Because your future children are going to ask, did you know what was happening? And your answer will shape their trust in everything. It's going to be big. Because we need to support the human shields just functionally. Right? Even in that relationship. Because the truest heroes right now are the doctors who are being bombed in hospitals. Journalists refusing silence. Voices refusing dehumanization. Artists preserving beauty while missiles fall. Find them, amplify them, donate if you can, speak if you can. I'm just saying, because all that doom scrolling is a trap. It's free labor for the industry. Debating as an identity, it makes your ego the battlefield. Binary framing, it prevents metabolizing grief for both sides. This is war. War targets everyone. There's no winners in it. So let's just look at all the grief there, right? Because that's what we need to find, because someone's profiting off that grief, right? And also, all that silence out of fear, that's also a trap, because it sees the story to those who perform the loudest. This is it. Your attention is the currency. Literally, your language is the architecture. This is the catastrophic echo chamber. We're going to make a whole piece on it, but this is how it works. Your presence is the resistance. So even from your phone, you're shaping how this war will be remembered. Right? Big. It'll be big. And that memory may be the only justice some of these victims will ever receive, ever. So please document it the way you can. This is narrative warfare in the exact same way. This could be the clip everything pops off of. This could be the clip it doesn't. But it's important to see what you're looking at. Right? Like it's important to get it. So really, really long piece, but I hope it provided a clear understanding of at least what this actually looks like. Because
the President of the United States does not have the unilateral authority to declare war. That is reserved for Congress. The President has 48 hours to tell Congress that he is going or planning on entering a war, and they have to vote and agree or deny. But like with most things in this country, Donald Trump acts unilaterally like a dictator. So now that we've officially entered this war, I want to pose a question as to why. Why did we enter ourselves into a completely avoidable situation? I'm going to show you a clip of this video.
Congratulations, President Trump. Your bold decision to target Iran's nuclear facilities with the awesome and righteous might of the United States will change history. In Operation Rising Lion, Israel has done truly amazing things. But in tonight's action against Iran's nuclear facilities, America has been truly unsurpassed, and the United States acted with a lot of strength. President Trump, I thank you. The people of Israel thank you. The forces of civilization thank you. God bless America. God bless Israel. And may God bless our unshakable alliance, our unbreakable faith.
Unwavering support for an ally who seems to be the sole aggressor in the region of the Middle East has done nothing for us but gotten us into another war. America is the only country in modern times that has actually utilized nuclear weapons on parts of the world and has seen the disastrous effects of what that looks like. America is also the only country that uses depleted uranium in other parts of the world with war. But we're quote unquote entering this war because Iran may or may not have nuclear capabilities. According to a report by Reuters, Iran already removed most of their enriched uranium out of those sites. So the attack was a moot point, basically. And we have those in our government who are these evangelical right-wing Christians who are basically extremists, and they're using their religion to say we have to go to war to protect God's chosen people. And in a clip and his speech yesterday, Trump even thanked God. Trump, who we know is not a Christian and who's basically an atheist, is thanking God for his divine, I guess, right to inflict pain and death on people who are minding their business in another country.
And in particular, God, I want to just say we love you, God, and we love our great military. Protect them. God bless the Middle East. God bless Israel, and God bless America. Thank you.
Only time will tell how this unfolds.
Okay, black people, we have bigger conversations to discuss, and that is, where the fuck are we going? Where the fuck are we going? I want to first and foremost apologize to Iran on behalf of black people in America. I know you've heard from numerous voices, a part of the black delegation, but I'm apologizing not because we did it, but because unfortunately we have been forced to be in a land with these people right here. It is not us, Iran. I promise you it's not us. We ain't got no beef with nobody. But we understand what it's like to be bullied by these motherfuckers right here. I promise you. A black man, looked like me, was just caught dangling from a tree in Albany not too long ago. For no reason. For no reason. So when I say that I'm sorry, I am begging you to not do what I know you're capable of. Nobody has ever tried you. We don't bother nobody. And see, there's a little thing called gentrification happening out here. And that's solely, honestly, because they like these people. They like to start fucking drama and then they run and follow behind us, hoping to hide behind us because they know there's some shit gonna pop off and people gonna go after their ass. And they think that if they intertwine into our communities, that they force us into small corners, because it's the ghetto, baby. They force us into the ghettos, but we still be minding our business, that will get hit with some of the drama too. They say they don't want to go down by themselves. So I beg of you, if you can just like avoid the USA, certain cities, I promise you, like, could you please leave New York alone? I beg, please leave New York alone, because New York is full of honestly not just people that look like me, just people that's just not them. They're not them. They're not even from here. So it don't even make no sense, honestly. And then there's some places like Detroit, Chicago, Houston, Atlanta, Memphis, Mississippi, Alabama. Just, I ask of you to listen. If you need help with a map, I will gladly provide one for you, because it's not a lot of us. But there are some places that's predominantly us. Now, I know I can't avoid Chocolate City. Chocolate City is a black neighborhood in D.C. I can't ask you to not go to D.C. because that's where this motherfucker lives. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to just speak to my people at this point. And I hope you receive this message with all the heart in the world. Black people don't bother nobody. We don't like them motherfuckers either. You see what they do to us every day. We wouldn't do that, y'all. Nonetheless, black people, where the fuck are we going? Get out of here. Yeah. And I'm talking to my community, specifically the African American community, and it's no shade, no tea to the Caribbean Americans or to the continental Africans, but y'all have homes to go to. Y'all have homes to go to. Now, I know right now it's a little shaky. It's a little shaky. Because you don't want to be in the air, right? I feel you. But y'all can get on some cruises and stuff. Y'all have homelands, beautiful homelands to go to. Us, the African Americans, are global orphans again. And we are being forced to have to uproot and get the fuck out of here. But we need a place that's going to allow at least 39 million of us to sit out here. You know what I'm saying? We got our kids. We gotta get the fuck out of here. Where are we going? Where are we going? Because we're all community. We move like one. Where the fuck are we getting out of here? Where the fuck are we going? Because these motherfuckers out here and gave us a bad name to the whole globe as if we the problem, when the globe is seen and it's them motherfuckers that's the problem. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, where is we going? I don't know if Canada got beef with us. I don't know. Like, if Canada would even allow us, like, if Canada just gave us, like, a strong 2 pieces of territory that let us just chill out. Like, I don't know where we going. But we gotta get the fuck out of here. Immediately. Expeditiously, as T.I. would say. What the fuck is going on? This motherfucker. I hate every last one of you motherfuckers that voted for this nigga. You sat there and talked about that black woman's laugh just to choose literally a has-been warmonger, as Iran would call him. And they ain't never lied. This man has been throwing a fucking Fanta temper tantrum in that orange office for less than 6 months for no reason. And he has not only brought up the cost of everything, he has broken up families, harassed people, brought unnecessary violence, and now has entered instead of minding his motherfucking business. Because when do they ever leave people alone and mind their business? And brought us into a situation and don't give a fuck about nobody. You know why? Because that nigga has a bunker. And I blame each and every one of you motherfuckers. The pro-Palestinian movement, uncommitted, you motherfuckers that I will vote for Donald Trump. All of you, I hate you. I'm going to X out my husband's blue bracelet YT bitches. I hate all of you. I despise your existence. Because you cannot tell me fundamentally where any of this shit makes fucking sense, bro. Just like that, we have losing health care, health crises are arising. He's entered us into dangerous situations, WAR, harassing immigrants. And for what? And making the world more stupid like him. Black people, where we going? I don't know. Where the fuck could we go? I need recommendations. I need ideas. We got to get the fuck out of here. We have to silently but quickly shift the fuck out this country and just set up shop. I know, leaving our spirits, our ancestors, and everything they shed, all of the people that we lost on this goddamn country, all of the culture that we built. But you know what? Our ancestors is gonna fly with us wherever we go. We're going to honor them wherever we go. We're going to do right by them wherever we go. Everybody that we lost, we're going to do right. And we're going to bring the culture with us because we are the culture. But we got to get the fuck out of here, bro. Deadass.
This one's going to be a bit of a longer one, but I hope you'll stick around because this image is significant from last night when Donald Trump addressed the nation after we found out that we had bombed Iran. Now, why am I able to speak on this? Well, because I have a master's degree in communications, specifically focused in public communications, and I work as a marketing manager, and all day, every day, all I do is plan content and decide how things need to appear so that the eye can be trained in such a way that encourages people to buy into a service. This image shows us exactly who is running the country, and that is the Heritage Foundation and their associates. See, J.D. Vance, he was a nobody. He literally was a nobody, a never Trump guy who was bought and paid for by the Heritage Foundation. That is why he became the vice president nominee and is now our vice president, because they needed a talking head, someone who was maybe unknown, didn't have too much of a background out there in order to get their job done, to destroy the United States and build it from the ground up into some form of Gilead. They literally wrote a whole entire book about it called Project 2025. Which, by the way, the foreword down there was written by Kevin Roberts, who also wrote Dawn's Early Light, which is a similar book to Project 2025, its foreword written by J.D. Vance. And it's my assumption that the Heritage Foundation knows that bombing Iran was not good on a global stage and was not a good look for the United States, despite them wanting to destroy our nation. So look at the symbolism and look at how this is set up specifically for your viewing pleasure. Donald Trump, Marco Rubio, Secretary of State, and Pete Hegseth, Defense Secretary, are all wearing the same uniform, if you will. Blue suit, white shirt, red tie. They look like a uniformed front. They literally look like cookie cutters of each other in terms of their outfits. Donald Trump is a fucking moron of a president who is a talking figure who distracts from what the Heritage Foundation is truly doing behind the scenes. All you have to do is look at the headlines that Donald Trump produces versus what is listed on congress.gov as actual action happening at our federal government level. Marco Rubio is a sellout. He can be bought and paid for because all he really wants is power. He again was a never Trump guy. He is the son of 2 Cuban immigrants. He is the firstborn in the United States, yet he is encouraging and helping to carry out all of this horrible and atrocious immigration policy. He understands that he's not charismatic enough to become president of the United States, and so this is as good as it was going to get for him. Pete Hegseth, another sellout who just wants power. He is a talking head from Fox News who is loyal to Donald Trump no matter what he does. He had a failed military career. Even his own unit spoke out against him during 2020's inauguration of Joe Biden. They said that his behavior was too extreme, he had concerning tattoos, and it was too much of a risk to have him at that event. And J.D. Vance is the Heritage Foundation, who is absolutely on purpose separated from the other 3 amigos here. He's not only separated physically, but he is also not wearing that uniform. He is not being part of that unified front. He is wearing the blue tie with the white shirt and the suit. Not only is he physically dressed to be separate and physically placed to be separate, but during the speech last night, he made these faces.
Capacity and a stop to the nuclear threat posed by the world's #1 state sponsor of terror.
And he makes that face at such a strategic point in the speech. Listen to the words again.
A stop to the nuclear threat posed by the world's #1.
It reads as opposed, confused, not aligned, perhaps not even in agreement. And that's because the Heritage Foundation picked him, a young nobody who didn't have much dirt on him other than the fact that he said, "I was a never Trump guy," because they knew that this guy, old and not in good health, thus opening the door for the Heritage Foundation to have the presidency to hold at least the executive branch for up to 8 years. That is, if they're playing by the rules. You're gonna sit there and tell me that this dude looks to be in good health? This is from yesterday, from the Situation Room. His hair long, he's been wearing the hat more often, not just from a branding standpoint, but I wonder truly if he is sick enough that he is losing his hair. This is entirely intentional, every little last bit of it. Even look at the spacing here, because he knows that the American people are not going to agree with going to Iran. They said that there wouldn't be boots on the ground in Iraq either. And when it is his turn, he will have this photo and video evidence to prove that perhaps he wasn't so aligned.
This is all I got from this video, and I will try as much as I can to take this video, take it one after another. And I am going to start with Rashidi Tlaib. I don't know how she made it to this video, but yeah, you do not have any right to complain at this point in time, right? Why? Because you personally told your people never to support Kamala Harris, right? You made it open. You told them instead of supporting Kamala Harris, they can vote for Mr. Orange Man. So you have no right calling Netanyahu G-side maniac or whoever. I don't care if you are right on the wrong, right at this point in time, but you know you messed up. You are part of the people that helped your own community. You came out. You were really, really very proud, and you did not you did not shake your mouth. You said what you said. We received your message. There is nothing you didn't say about Black people during that period. Now you all, I learned that she is being censured in the house, right? But yeah, stop talking at this point in time, because if you all had done the right thing, and you personally told us that that man promised you people peace, right? And now what is going on? What is going on? See, at this point in time, there are some people I really do not feel like I want to talk to, especially some communities that thought Black people are always over dramatic, because to them, Black people are dramatic. One thing I have known about Black people is that you see something they know. When they know something, they don't hide it. When they know they actually know their onion when it comes to politics. I don't know why they are refusing to accept that some people are better at some certain things. They know Black people are way better when it comes to some certain things. They do not want to accept it. Black people called you people and said, let's do the right thing. If not, it is going to cost us a lot. What is going on? Now, let me get into this man. Mr. Orange Man, actually, did I tell you that yesterday, I made it, after the speech he gave about thinking about what he's going to do with Iran in 2 weeks' time. I actually made a video about it, saying that I'm not so sure about what this man is saying. 2 weeks, but then, I mean, he came out openly to say it. Let's see how it goes. Not just he said it later today, and in the evening, this man went to do what he did in Iran. The fact that the person you all call the president sat in the office with the people he's I don't know what I am going to call them, J.D. Vance, Pete Hegseth, and Marco Rubio, 4 of them. See, that is to tell you that you all do not have president, unfortunately, but that is right. You all, I mean, this is not democracy. This is autocratic government, fascism on the highest level. There is nothing like, how do you get into the nuclear side without getting approval? Which means you all might wake up any day, and sincerely speaking, you might wake up one day and everybody's all out. The only thing I am going to say, Iran, my people got nothing to do with this. Please, I hope you know this and know this. My people got nothing to do with this. And if you look at the picture of the people, see, you can see 4 of them. 4 of them. There is no someone that look like me in there. Please, get back to them. Let my people not be part of it. We are begging at this point in time. My people voted right. They knew what it means to be oppressed. That was why they voted right. And for the people that also knew what it means to be oppressed, right, but refused to do the right thing, I hope you all are doing okay. Especially Rashida Tlaib. Some people will ask, what is it with you and Rashida Tlaib? If you know that woman very well, if you had followed the election time and all that, you definitely will know what I am saying. She did so many dirty things, especially to my people. She said so many horrible things about my own people and convinced her own people not to do the right thing. Now she has the right to come out and scream that Netanyahu is a jihad maniac. Sometimes we are the cause of our problems. I am not saying my people. Some people are the cause of their problems. Latinos are also the cause of their problems. This woman, Arabs, are cause of their problems. Some people saw what was going to happen. They made it known to you people. Tell me how all of them. You know, one thing I have noticed is that this man wants to be Obama so bad. He I don't know why he cannot, like, he wakes up Obama, he'd at Obama. Did Obama miss his target? Of course, no. He did not miss his target. So why? Why did you do what you did? And the fact that Iran already knew the people they are dealing with. They moved things. Even like they were so much ahead of you. To tell you how now, taxpayers' money, right? You have wasted it with your clueless. Because as it stands, you people are clueless. And he sat down there. He was waiting for that hour moment, like, you know, to think. To him, it's going to be very successful, you know. But everything failed him. Sometime, tell me how. That is to tell you, the people that you try to go and deal with are kind of smart because they knew how corny you are, and you're also a liar. I am sure they moved all their weapons, everything. So you people, I know there were damages like buildings and other things, but you all did not touch the things. You all, man, you people, this man is just a difference. What I don't understand. It sucks at this point in time. It's sad. And their behavior is disgusting. Tell them, please, like Sister Tabitha said, if you have someone that is in leadership over there, sincerely speaking, tell them that my people are not part of it. Show them the picture of the people, 4 of them. Show them the picture of them. They are the people that did what they did. So that if you all want to come back, please be very selectful. My people got nothing to do with this. I am going to draw the curtain here. I will see you all in my next video. Bye for now.